we are no longer in South Florida. We decided to pack up and drive to our home farther north. And that was an adventure because I really expected no one on the highway, but there were no fewer cars on the highway than there are usually. So I was a little bit shocked about that, especially since most of the states are under quarantine. But I guess, everybody's out doing what they have to do. And I am in the car today because I am really tired of being in the house. And that's actually the only reason I'm in the car. But I will probably run in a grocery. I don't know. I feel a little leery of getting out too much at all. I mean, I really have not been to a grocery or Target or anywhere in 2 or 3 weeks. I did run in one time at a Target, but it wasn't worth the anxiety I felt by being in there, so I haven't been back. We have plenty in the house, and we've had some things delivered, so we're doing fine. But just in case I do decide to go in the grocery, I have my mask, and I have my gloves, and I have ordered more gloves and masks, but of course on Amazon it indicated it would be in like a week and a half, but if I get it by the end of this pandemic, I'll be surprised because I don't know how these people are getting anything delivered anyway. I mean, most of the businesses are closed. I think we're going to enjoy being here for a while because we have quite a bit of family and a lot of friends here. And we've decided we're just going to do some little drive-by visits and either say hello from the street or pull up in the driveway and chat for a moment just so we can see everybody's smiling faces. It's always good to just keep in touch with everyone. I'm not a super TV watcher, but I might become one after this. I'm hoping all of this is going to be over soon. But the reason I'm looking back because there's somebody standing over there. I have no idea what they're doing. They don't look like they have any purpose. So I'm keeping an eye on them. And I do know that I have to get out occasionally, whether it's walking or going and visiting a few people, because I think I'm just going to stir crazy. I can't imagine that how some of you are doing it if you have a smaller apartment or if you just can't even get out. I know at one time I lived in a little 382 square foot apartment, and I really enjoyed that cute little apartment. But if I had to stay in that little space for several weeks without getting out, I don't know. I'd be on the phone, I'd be texting, I'd be FaceTiming, I'd be Zooming, I'd do something to keep myself busy. But right now I've been doing some puzzles, and of course, eventually I'm going to run out of closets to clean, but that's okay. I need to do that anyway. But I have been doing a lot of reading, and I have a few books that I want to tell you about, and one in particular has been a real favorite of mine. So I wanted to pass it along to you and let you know. So if you can get this book, it is wonderful. It's Sapiens. It is a brief history of humankind. Sapiens is an incredible book written by a professor of history at the University of Oxford, and I just love the way it is laid out. This professor, and I have his name below because I cannot pronounce it, he gives insight into how humans developed over time, not just basic society, but it does tell how humans began having social structure, and then it goes into religion and law and governmental development, and then currency, agriculture. For me now, it was a very slow read because there's just so much detail in the book. And it'll just make your brain hurt after a while. So you just have to absorb the information and then go on. I did short spurts of it at a time because I would read it, I'd have to think about it some, then I would discuss it with some people, and then I'd go back and read some more because it hops. Wow, listen to the car. It hops from one subject to another through human development. And it spans thousands, millions of years and down to thousands of years, then it gets up to present day. So it is just one of those books that if you have not read it and you're going to have a lot of time on your hands, you are going to love Sapiens. I highly recommend this. Then, and when it comes to human sociology, then I have another book that I've read that I really enjoyed. It was Hillbilly Elegy, and it's written by J.D. Vance, and he is a graduate of Yale Law School, and he practices law in Columbus, Ohio, but that's not how his life began. This is his memoir of his life that began from his family in an undereducated and poverty-stricken home in the Appalachians, and then it tells his struggles how he became, or how he got to the point where he was able to go to Yale Law School, and how it changed his life. And he has, again, an insight into his life and why his life is the way it is, and different from many other people who grow up with those socioeconomic barriers. And very enlightening. If you've ever read Educated, it's somewhat like Educated, but it's from different, it has a little different slant to it, in that Educated was based on a family that had many religious boundaries. Well, J.D. Vance has many socioeconomic boundaries. So you will enjoy this. If you haven't read Educated, I'd read that too, because it's a really good book. And then the last book I'll tell you about, which is so different than these others that I've told you about, is Open Book by Jessica Simpson. You know, I love memoirs, autobiographies, biographies, and I just had to pick it up because it's on the bestseller list. And so I wanted to see what this book was all about. If it's on the top of the bestseller list, you know, it has something about the book. So I picked it up and started reading it, and it details her rise in the entertainment business. And I don't know how she became as successful as she has, even with her talent. She's a good singer, she's an entertainer, but she was so naive when she went into the business. This book gives you an insight into the behind the scenes of show business or entertainment business. And, you know, she was one of the first to have a reality show, and of course, she was married to Nick Lachey, and she dated John Mayer, when I love John Mayer, so I had to hear about that or read about that. And I think that it's a fun book. This one is a quick read. I mean, it's not so detailed that you can't just pick it up and enjoy reading it really fast. So I think you would enjoy that. And I think I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day. I think I may just go, I don't know if I'm going to go to the grocery or not. I do need a few things, but do I need them that bad? I don't know. So anyway, I hope you have had a good week. I hope you have a great week coming up. I am going to take a little drive just to be out of the house. And I have not driven this car in months, so it needs to be out anyway. I want to enjoy the top down because it's such a pretty day, and we're going to go for a little ride. And I hope you enjoy your week, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a quick one, but give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you're not a subscriber, please tap the subscribe button and follow me on Instagram. Bye.